Hello guys, welcome to another episode of Xah Talk Show. We are going to talk about Emacs Lisp, and I'm gonna, teach. I'm gonna code. I'm gonna show some Emacs Lisp updates on my website, and teaching something about Emacs Lisp generic map functions. Okay, Emacs Lisp is the topic, and if you are here, say hi. If you are watching offline, play at 1.5 speed minimum because I ramble. 1.5 speed minimum is perfect or faster. Okay, so video check, audio check. Am I alive? My keyboard, this is Glove 80, fantastic. I have video reviews. This is Ultimate Hacking Keyboard 2. I have video reviews. Nulia trackball mouse, trackball, and I have video reviews. Search for YouTube, you'll find it. Okay, let's begin today's topic. Let's see. So Emacs Lisp. Okay, on the pink window is all my command calls and keystrokes. You can see them. Command name on the right as I type, and keystroke on the left. I'm using a Vora keyboard layout and Xah Fly keys. Okay. So let's see. So first of all, Xah Fly keys news. So Xah Fly keys, as you know, it's the most efficient key binding system for Emacs. So this is mostly for writers and programmers, mostly for programmers. If you are a Vim user or NeoVim, Xah Fly keys beats them. It's more efficient. Okay, so it's a key binding system for Emacs text editor. Okay, so here are the key bindings. So there's some news update. So let me show you the news. So the update is on GitHub. So Xah insert date. So let me show you. So show today's page. So let me demo. Remove the to do. So let's say press. You see today's date. So you can see the command Xah insert date, and the keystroke is space EU on Vora keyboard layout. Okay. So if you call universal command first, then type the key, then you got a bunch of varieties of options format for the date. So you can have ISO date, which is the default, and you can have, let's do it again, you can have USA, USA convention September 4th 2025, and you can have other, quite a few others. Coder format, so this is popular for coders. So you got ISO date underscore, then that's hour. So right now it's 20 o'clock, 3 minutes and 21 seconds. So that's a command. So, and a new one I just added is the started version. So let me show you it. Started version. So I started to use, starting today, I started to use this syntax, this notation for version, so for software version. So first of all, let me show you the Xah Fly keys code. Okay, so that there is the code Xah Fly keys in this file. So this is Xah insert date. So go there, go in. So here's the source code, not too long, about 50 lines of code. So let's see. Let's say insert date. What's the key for insert date? What's the key for show line numbers? So I forgot, because recently I changed it. Display line numbers mode, space and space D. Okay, space and space D. So you can see the command name on the pink window and the keystroke on the left. So there it is, and let's make it Xah Emacs Lisp Smart. So you got color. So space and space D. So it's only 37 lines of code, and you can see. So close that. Go to the matching paren, and you can open this URL. So this code is on my website, xahli.info. Just search for Emacs insert date time. So you can grab it and use it for yourself. Okay. Hello, Cortez. Long time no see, Cortez. I want to say something more, but I, not sure it's personal or not. So welcome back. I suppose, Cortez. Great to see you. So insert datetime. Okay, so this is a command you can grab and use it. Okay, you can use it. So let's go to Xah keys source code. So space and space D show line numbers. So there are 4,000 lines of code, and you can what I want to show, the new version format I'm using. So now it's like that, based on date. So year, month, date. I got the inspiration from Mac OS. So Mac OS. Okay, so let's search for that, because in the latest version, coming version of Mac OS, they decided, instead of naming it, Mac OS 10, 10.5, 10.6, they just gonna name it 25, stand for year 2025. So this what's the current version? So let's go to Mac there, Tahoe. You see, before it's Mac OS 14 Sonoma, and 15 Sequoia, and then 26 Tahoe. Oh, I thought it's 25. It's version 26. So they started to name the version date using the date. So I got inspiration. So that's a good thing, because like when you want to download some software, it requires version 7, but then you have to wonder, like, what year is 7? Sometimes it's 10 years ago or 20 years ago or 1 year ago, you don't know. So with the version date, it's much more, when the version number is actually contains the date, it's much easier to see. Whenever you download software, you have to check, it's not compatible with Windows 7. When was Windows 7? I don't remember, So that's fantastic, okay? So version date, so that's why close. So that's why I added this new option. So let's try again. Press, and one of them is dotted version. You see, dotted, fantastic. Okay, so that's demonstration of that's the demonstration of Xah insert date, and that's part of Xah keys news. So there's that, and there's some other command I changed. Xah extend selection. This is also a good one. Okay, so in Emacs, so when you code, you want to press a key, then you'll start to select. So in my case, I just press a single key, I, on my left hand, this finger. So right here, you see, right here. Can you see, right? So switch back, so I can cancel, deselect. So if I want to select a word, let's say fly, press a key, it's selected. Press again, it select the whole line. Is that fantastic? Press again, it select the next line. So that command is called Xah extend selection. It's part of Xah keys, and you can get the command too. So go to the source code Xah keys, and here's the documentation, and jump to the URL, open in browser. There it is. So you can copy it, grab it for your own use. Okay, that's that. So fantastic. So Xah keys news. Let's see what else are new. So extend selection, there are minor changes. User buffer. Okay, next user buffer. So let me show you. Okay, so in Emacs, when you have right now, for example, I have several files or buffers open. You see, how do you switch to the next one? Press a key. So next. So let's say I open Xah programming blog. Okay, back to Emacs, and bookmark, open another JavaScript blog. Open, fantastic. And open another, let's say Emacs blog. Did I do? So math blog. So math. Okay, showing browser. So you got math blog, previous tab, web dev blog, previous tab, programming blog, previous tab, Xah keys news. Now in Emacs, you can do the same thing. Switch, next, previous, next, previous, previous. You see, so that command you can see right in the ping window. Xah previous user buffer, and Xah next user buffer. Okay, that's a superb, fantastic, convenient command. Okay, of course you can get a key, I believe. So go to Xah key source code. Is there a URL there? Yes. So open it, show in browser. So you can grab the code. So it's my gift for you. Okay, so let's copy the URL, go to Xah Talk Show, and go here and paste the link because I don't think I have the link. Okay, so paste. Okay, and this date, make it list show in browser. So that's what we talked about. Xah Keys news. Yeah, we covered that. So there are also update like a week ago. So I constantly code and nonstop. For your benefits. Okay, if you like my stuff, pay me. Go to all the way to xahli.info homepage, and all the way at the bottom. So pay me, Patreon, Amazon gift card, PayPal. Okay, and this, when you click on that, you know it's not automatically. You have to type my email address because I like that way. So you are actually paying me. So pay me. If you have a job, if you work, as a coder, you make a lot of money. Pay me $100. Thank you very much. Okay, so that's payment. That's today's sponsor. Okay, and let's go back to what we're talking about. So let's Xah Talk Show. So we talked about insert date. We talked about extend selection code. We talked about next previous buffer, switch to the next, and let's move them. Let's join the list and let's see Xah keys news. Cut it, move it to the top, join the list, and cut the entire list, move to the top, and paste it here. And there's a duplicate. You can see, you can show all duplicate links. There you go. Yellow means the first occurrence. Green means it's a repetition. So remove that and join these two lists, show in browser. Fantastic. That's what we have talked about. Okay. Then next thing, let's talk about this. This is more technical. This is for Emacs Lisp programmers. Generic map function. So a few months ago, we talked about in Emacs, there's a new library, actually pretty old by now, from 2016. So it's a library called map.el. And in the library, it contains like about 10-15 functions that's for hash table, for association list, for property list. Okay, so all these data types, so these are data types. So this is very technical, okay, for Emacs Lisp coder. So all these association list, property list, symbol property list, and hash table, they are all data type of key value pairs. So they are all collections of items. Each item is a key and a value. Okay, so before this library, in order to extract a key, get the value of a given key, you have to call specific functions. But now this map.el library is a generic, so you can call these functions for any of these data type. So what they call the C++, the C++ and Java people, they would call it generic functions, generics, which is a very idiotic name. Okay, but anyway, so that's what they are. Generics. Okay, general purpose functions can, for key value pairs data structure. Okay, so you got these new ones. However, they are not documented in Emacs Lisp manual. Okay, so they are not officially documented. The only documentation is the inline documentation. For example, let's call describe function map length. Okay, enter. Then you can see map length is blah 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 in map.el. This is the syntax map length map. Return the number of key value pairs in map. Okay, so you got this inline documentation, but there's no official GNU Emacs documentation. Do you know what I mean? let's see. For example, let's look up regular expression. So we are looking at the GNU Emacs menu. So you can go up, you go up, chapter section 35.3 regular expressions. Lots of documentation. So then you go up. That's part of the chapter 35.2 searching and case. Go up. Searching and string. Okay, let's go up. Chapter 35, searching and matching, and go up. And we are looking at Emacs Lisp manual. Okay, so that's about 1,000 pages. So that's official documentation for Emacs Lisp, the language. Close. But however, it doesn't have, these map functions are not documented. What is the reason they are not documented? I'm not too sure. But this library been around since 2016. Okay, so fantastic for you Emacs Lisp coders. So I'm starting to write a tutorial for them. So let me start. Let's write one. Okay, let's do one. Let's say map filter, a very useful function. So right now I don't have a documentation. So let's do it. Map, and maybe that's it for today. So search for filter. There it is. So you, first of all, you look at the documentation. So copy that. And okay, let's just say, so let's start a code, Emacs Lisp code, paste it. We're gonna do it later. And first, and say here, filter a map, something, okay? But actually what we want is look at the documentation. So describe function, there, okay? So it says return an association list of key value pairs, blah, 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 the default implement. Okay, so copy that, close that, and paste it. Okay, so here is a syntax. Now let's do some markup so it shows on my tutorial as red, like syntax coloring. You see this green? That means those are variables. Red means literal, so you have to type paren and map apply. Then green means variable. So this function is whatever your function, it's not literal. So let's do the markup. So right now, if you show it, let's say filter, refresh, you see it's ugly. So now we have to do some markup. So delete that. So let's say, let's call Xah Chapter bracket Xah bracket capitalized words. Okay, do it. You can see it adds this French quote. Fantastic. And press the key, they become HTML markup. So all these are because I'm using Xah HTML mode. You can search it, you'll find it. You have to pay me to get it. Okay, so but anyway, so now make a paragraph of that, then make a paragraph of this. So let's say return a association list. So let's show in browser first, refresh. You can see now it's much beautiful. Now a list, we want to make a link. So association list, there. Copy the file path, close it, paste it, and linkify. So there. So return an association list of key value pairs. Okay, I don't want to. So you see, this is my tutorial. So I want to word it in another way. So filter. So let's say it should be filter a map. Filter a map by this function, okay, predicate, by a function, not file name, function predicate. Okay, so markup, okay, filter a map by function predicate. Okay, and if predicate return true, the item is kept, something like that. So that's kind of wording thing. Then return an association list. Okay, so let's say, so delete that. Okay, show in browser. Let's see which version is better. This is involving technical writing. So one way to say it is return an association list of key value pairs for which predicate key value is non-nil in map. Okay, the alternative way to say it is filter a map by function predicate. If predicate return true, the item is kept. Return an association list. Okay, so that is the style I prefer. Itemized, concise, simple, instead of the, the grammatical complexity, return something for which something parenthesized clause is non-nil, and this fucking non-nil, just say true. Okay, non-nil is an Emacs Lisp tradition to indicate true, because this. Why do they say non-nil? Why don't they just say true? Because in Emacs Lisp, there's actually no Boolean data type. There's no true and false. So you either have nil, which is considered false, anything else is considered true. So when they want to say true, they don't say true, they say non-nil. Like every time you read it, you have to think about, what the fuck that is. So this is a little about technical writing and human cognizance. Okay, so we got a comment. Simple Postman. Hi, I think I remember your name long ago. Hi, Xah, I'm learning your Xah keys. Fantastic. Thank you for being a patron of that. That's my best thing I've done in my life, kind of. At the moment, great design. We'll pay you when I get some income. Fantastic. Thank you. If today's about Lisp, yes. So I'm interested in your opinion about Carp Lisp that compiles into C. Okay. Is there another new Lisp? I haven't heard of it. Okay, let me get to the question. Okay, so but this is off topic, so let's just quickly look up Carp Lisp. It's kind of related to today, but because we are talking about Lisp, Carp is a statically typed Lisp programming language designed for real-time and high-performance applications. Oh, that's novel. Notably targeting digital game development. Oh, okay. The language borrows its syntax from Clojure. Okay. And mention Rust and are closer to those ML or Rust. ML is fantastic functional programming language. It stands for meta language, which we have the family of OCaml and F#. And F# is the best language. Okay, so it's modern. Okay, let's look at the website. So this must be something new. That's interesting. Statically typed Lisp. Oh, that's interesting. Without a garbage collection. That's fucked up. For real-time applications, okay. Well, for real-time, usually they don't want garbage collection. But I think, in my biased opinion, that's idiotic. You always want garbage collection, okay? Unless you are doing assembly, unless you are doing microchips, okay? Like even Golang is garbage collected, so-called garbage collection. So what does garbage collection mean? What the fuck is that? It's C++ jargons. It means automatic memory management. Okay, garbage collection means automatic memory management. But why do people keep saying garbage collection? Why don't they just say the more clear automatic memory management? Why? Because these nerd fuckheads, that's part of the code. Because when you say garbage collection, it's like dramatic. Oh, garbage collection, what is it? Like people start to ask, so you become more popular. Garbage collection, oh, the science, the art of garbage collection. So that's from the C and C++ and Unix idiots, okay, the garbage collection. If you just say automatic memory management, it clarifies everything. And then a lot of the people who don't know better, they will suddenly realize it's a good thing. Okay, you always want garbage collection today, especially today. In our this AI, artificial intelligence age. Okay, so anyway, so COP, I have not heard about it before. So let's turn on JavaScript so Google knows where you live. And let's look at, is there a date? Let's see, when did this start? Oh, 4 years ago. Okay. It kind of began. So all these are five years ago. Is this dead? Is this project dead? That's the question. So answer. So simple postman. So is so what's going on? Failing. Okay, is this project dead? You don't know. So anyway, it seems interesting. But is there a major corporation support? Because that's most important. Because otherwise, most of these languages are one-man show. I'm gonna create a language. It's just like very few users, maintainers. Okay, it's kind of like Ep696. It's created by Ep696. And okay, so I don't know about this project. It's new to me, so sounds interesting. But a lot new programming languages sound interesting. But will it be popular? You need to be very robust. So it looks good. Lisp for real-time application looks very good. But look at the date. It doesn't seem as much updated. It's like 5 years old, and so you need to be robust. But most importantly, you need major corporation sponsorship. Like you need to say Microsoft is sponsoring Google or whatever, Facebook. Then you have a chance. Otherwise it's one man show. Like Scheme. This racket is for 30 years. They are like tail recursing in Mars. Like nobody knows. Carp Lisp. Okay. Good luck. Okay, so ACP have a question. Do map functions modify the map in place or return a new map? That's a good question. I think most of them return a new map because this is part of the new generation of libraries, where in past 15 years functional programming became more popular. So I think most of them return a new. I think, I'm pretty sure. Okay, that's my guess, but I haven't really looked into. I think, well, yeah, I don't know. That depends because well, let's see, because we are working on filter, so we can just try filter. Okay, so let's see. Map apply return the result as a list. Okay, that return. Yeah, usually they return a new thing. I think some return as association list, some return some others, some return others. I think it depends. Okay, so let's keep working on the filter. Then we are done. So let's see, map filter. Okay, so let's continue. So we are missing something here. We need to say what argument the function takes. Okay, the function predicate takes two args, key var. Okay, something like that. Okay, okay. So cut that. Okay, and delete the first part. Okay, refresh. Filter map by function predicate. If predicate return true, the item is kept. The function predicate take two arguments, key value, return association list. Okay, that's good enough. Now let's start coding. Let's make create an example. Okay, so create an example. We need an example. Let's say we need a hash table. So let's just copy that. So that code. Delete that. So this part, create a hash table, and let's work on that. So map filter, I don't have a brief, I don't have a template, so let's manually. So map filter. So what is the documentation again? Filter predicate map. Okay, so you need the predicate first, lambda, and you need the XX, the map second. Okay, now what is the function for the lambda? Well, it takes two things. So let's say key and val. Okay, so let's say, so return, so okay, so if so let's key, we will check the value. So if the value is odd, we'll keep it. Okay, let's say that. So we don't need a key, so use underscore. That's the convention. If you don't need a key, name it underscore, which is a allowed character in variable name. Okay, so if this is mode, okay, well, so what's the difference between percentage and mode? Extra question. Okay, I forgot. But anyway, let's quickly code this first. Okay, so if value modular arithmetics, that means divided by 2, and so mod means a value divided by a number, and it returns the remainder. Okay, so if this equal, let's say, let's check. Okay, equal works on numbers. So if that equals to 0, then return true, else return nil. Okay, false. So prettify the code. So are we good to go? So let's see, lambda key value, if 0 mod value 2, so that means even, keep. Okay, otherwise. Okay, so let's run this, and so first of all run that, then run this, and paste the result here. So press. Fantastic! Is it correct? Yes. So you can see the command call on the pink window. Okay, so this is the result. Fantastic. So let's put it back. Syntax correct, showing browser. And okay, so let's see. So fantastic and beautiful. Okay, so does that double check work? Yes. And let's update the last update date. So press, showing browser. September 4th, correct. I think that's it for today. And I'm gonna have wife noodles. Simple Postman says it's a one-man show, basically. I hope that it would be something as useful as Elixir or Odin. Cobb doesn't have any corporate support. Yeah, that's too bad. You know, this one-man show, usually they go nowhere. You know, it's not necessarily because the programming language is no good. It's just because you need corporate sponsorship. You need somehow to make it like have a big, sizable user base. You know, you can't be just like few interested in programming languages, because that's, you end up, you just disappear, because there are 100, 200 more programming languages. Most of them are one-man show. Okay, so I mean, this doesn't mean your language is not good. Even if you are a genius, like for example, there is this language. So let's talk random for a bit. So search for what's the language name? Programming language. So minus Wolfram. So what is the jargon, and what determines a programming language popularity? That's one of my rant written in 2007. So let's go to here, so I can find where is my the article I'm trying to find. Okay, comp Lisp perving, no. Comp lamp perving, syntax soup, semantic noodle, no. Why Python sucks, why Python doc sucks, And so the article I'm trying to find is, let me think, okay? Because otherwise trial and error will waste time. So wait. Programming language, so what the proliferation of programming languages, okay? That's the word I want to search. So proliferation of programming languages. So search proliferation there. That is the article I'm looking for. Okay, so here's a a kind of list of programming languages and their history. So here is a Lisp family timeline. So Mathematica, Wolfram language, and New Lisp. So New Lisp is another one-man show. It has some kind of user base, but but anyway, have you heard of it? No, right? So it began in 1991. Arc Lisp is Paul Graham. That's another one-man show. Basically, only him using it, Paul Graham. Even though, you see, Paul Graham is a top Lisp expert, okay? But that doesn't matter. You need to somehow get it popular, have corporate sponsorship. Otherwise, you are just, nobody's using it, okay? And another great example is this Xah Lisp, and today known as Shen, okay? So I designed the logo for the guy, Xah Lisp, okay? So, and now it kind of evolved into, he renamed it Shen, okay? So Shen is a dead language. Nobody knows, okay? That's another Lisp. That's like, I suppose, very good, okay? So, I mean, it's like, it's kind of like Haskell, but nobody knows, nobody, and this guy, very interesting story, okay? So these are examples. Genius programmer, okay? This guy is one of the great, he know what he's doing. Shen, Xah Lisp, Arc Lisp program, but nobody knows, okay? What can you do? So Closure is a counter example. Closure also it also is a one-man show by a guy, Rich Hickey. Nobody know what, who the fuck he is, but it became very super popular. In fact, it's like fairly popular. Popular by that I mean in the industry. If you are looking for a job, can you find a job with that programming language? Yes, you can. Okay, but not compared to like C++ or Golang. But you can find it like Haskell. Okay, you can find a job. So Closure is a counter example. So when you create a language, you need to somehow market it to have industrial acceptance. Otherwise, it's like nobody cares. Like Scheme. Scheme is a good example. Scheme by now is like 40 years Scheme history, but it's like who is using Scheme? The Joe clowns, like the teenagers. They post this. They post these every day. but nobody cares. Okay, that's a story. Okay, I think that's it for today. Let's see. So that's 40 minutes. Yes. Okay. So let's see. Sad question: is XX now a global variable? Yes. So yes. So wait. So what? Yeah. So let's see. Filter. So actually, we need to update the code a little bit. Okay. So Carp Lisp, we need to move to talk show, not here, not there. So because we talked about Carp Lisp, so let's post it there, and go to this page, Shen, and copy that, paste it there. That's one of the great book. This is a great book, Structure and Interpretation of Computer Programs. I read it in 1999. Okay, I read 3/4 of it, so 3/4, except the last chapter, and go back to this proliferation of programming languages. Let's paste it there. Link file. Okay, show today's talk show. So proliferation of programming languages. This is kind of a long article. So you got Dylan, also dead, was sponsored by Apple, but kind of dead. The change of times. Meta language, fantastic. OCaml, F#, the best, and several variations, Alice and proof systems, and modern functional programming language, Haskell, concurrent clean. Nobody knows today. It was one of the best functional programming in the 1990s. Then you got Mercury and the Perl derivatives, PHP, and you got this Sleep and Grove and something groovy. And Objective C, C#, those are cancerous. Objective C, C#, those are from the C diddlers, idiots. They change a little bit over the years because there's always a problem. So after 30 years, eventually we got Go. Go is fantastic. Okay, so the JavaScript, the PowerShell, the TCL, Lua, and the Linden scripting language, very different, interesting. Linden scripting you can never imagine. Then, random thoughts, and then, more languages, Vala, Genie, Factor, Go, fantastic. And Rust, new king in town, new kid in the block, Rust, 2010. Okay, garbage collection. That's these type of people, Rust idiots. they gotta chant about garbage collection and pointers and references. That's this type of people. Bit diddlers. Okay, that's the name for them. Bit diddling. Julia, another functional programming language, fantastic. CoffeeScript, dead. Dart, kind of dead. Google's Java in JavaScript in Java. Okay, kind of dot. TypeScript, Ometa and Elm and Hacks and Hack and Egerson. I forgot what is Egerson. Swift from Apple, Elixir, and Kotlin. Kotlin is super popular. You see, Kotlin, very interesting. You see, you need to make, again, the point is you need to make your language accepted in the industry. Okay, you need to find some way. If you are just a nerd like me, I don't know anything about business. I don't know, I don't want to talk to people. Your language is one-man show. After 5 years, it's dead. Like nobody cares, nobody uses it. But Kotlin is created by created by one guy, right? One guy from that JetBrains company, which is not a big company, a small company. They create editors, So they create Kotlin, and this is overwhelmingly popular. Became one of the industrial standard, replacing Java. Okay, on the phone, on the cell phone. So Kotlin, how they do it, how did they do it, I don't know, but they, you gotta make it. That's the question about success. And Nim is another one-man show. I'm not sure there's many users. A lot of people tell me Vim, it's like Vim. Don't use Rust, Vim. Yeah, but it's a one-man show. And Crystal is another Lisp thing. I think it's also a one-man show. Nobody use it. Anyway, so the one I'm learning is the Ling. Okay, that's what Ling and F#. Although I haven't done much in the past 4 months, it's kind of sad because this Ling and F# is what I really want to master. Okay, so I think that's it. Bye guys. Pay me, okay? Donate to me. Thank you guys. Okay, so now it's dead. Okay. I'm a bit idealistic, want to create Lisp fast like Common Lisp, but I despise OOP and CLOS. That's correct. I agree totally. You know, the object shit. Contaminated Lisp. Yeah, you know, making money is probably the most important. I mean, yes, I mean, practically, that's, you know, stop tech geeking like me. That's why I'm almost died of hunger, like literally, in USA. Hard to believe, but that's that's you know, if you wanna be like me, like sometimes I hear my fans say, "Xah, how do you get to learn so many things? How do you you know, so you know, have the enthusiasm? How can I be like you?" Chances are you probably don't want to be like me. Yes, you got, you know a lot of stuff, but are you willing to suffer hunger, like literally for 10 years? You know, like when you know, it's anyway. But mostly that's semi joke, okay? But most people are not gonna have a lot of problem because you know, unless you are extreme nerd, you know, usually, you know, you go find a job, you know, if you are, you know, have some expertise in some programming language, you'll find a job, you know. Yeah, Kotlin, somehow it took off, people liked it. Okay, bye guys. So I clean up, we shut down in 1 minute. Okay, that's what we want to talk about. Yeah, so we did it. Fantastic.